Welcome students to the third part of today's session. In this module from the chapter Semiconductor Electronics, we are going to discuss about PN junction diode and biasing of a diode. Now let us see the PN junction diode, its working and characteristics. PN junction diode is represented by the figure given in the middle. That is, the anode will be the left hand side of the marked portion and cathode will be represented by a line. A semiconductor diode is a PN junction with metallic contacts provided at the ends for the application of an external voltage. Thus, a PN junction diode is a two-terminal device represented as shown in the figure. The left-hand side represents the positive region and right-hand side represents the negative region. The equilibrium potential barrier can be altered by applying an external voltage V across the diode. There are two methods of biasing a PN junction: forward biasing and reverse biasing. Biasing means connecting the diode to an external battery. This is what normally a diode looks like. You might have seen it in electronic components. The silver shaded portion marks the N region of the diode. A PN junction diode is formed when a P-type semiconductor is fused to an N-type semiconductor, creating a potential barrier voltage across the diode junction. A PN junction diode is one of the simplest semiconductor devices around and which has the characteristic of passing current in one direction only. However, unlike a resistor, a diode does not behave linearly with respect to the applied voltage, as the diode has an exponential current voltage relationship. Therefore, we cannot describe its operation by simply using an equation like Ohm's law. If a suitable positive voltage, that is forward bias, is applied between the two ends of the PN junction, it can supply free electrons and holes with the extra energy they require to cross the junction as the width of the depletion layer around the PN junction is decreased. By applying a negative voltage, that is, in the case of reverse bias, it results in the free charges being pulled away from the junction, resulting in the depletion layer width being increased. This has the effect of increasing or decreasing the effective resistance of the junction itself, allowing or blocking the flow of current through the diode's PN junction. Then, the depletion layer widens with an increase in the application of a reverse voltage and narrows with an increase in the application of forward voltage. Now let us see the biasing in the case of a PN junction diode. In this picture, the P region of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the N region is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. This type of connection is known as forward biasing, and the width of the depletion layer formed in the case of forward biasing will be narrow. In the case of forward biasing, the positive terminal pushes the holes towards the junction and the negative terminal of the battery pushes the electrons or repels the electrons towards the junction. Hence, electrons and holes cross over the junction and they get attracted to the opposite terminals of the battery. Thus, a current flow is set up in the case of forward bias. The symbolic representation of a diode along with forward biasing is shown in the second figure. So, when a diode is connected in a forward bias condition, a negative voltage is applied to the N-type material and a positive voltage is applied to the P-type material. If this external voltage becomes greater than the value of potential barrier, that is approximately 0.7 volts for silicon and 0.3 volts for germanium, the potential barrier's opposition will be overcome and the current will start to flow. This is because the negative voltage pushes or repels electrons towards the junction, giving them the energy to cross over and combine with the holes being pushed in the opposite direction towards the junction by the positive voltage. This results in a characteristic curve of zero current flowing up to this voltage point called the knee point on the static curves, and then a high current flow through the diode with little increase in the external voltage. Now, let us see the case of reverse biasing. When the P-type region of the PN junction diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and the N region is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, then this type of biasing is called reverse biasing. In this type of biasing, the width of the depletion region will be very large. When a diode is connected in a reverse bias condition, a positive voltage is applied to the N-type material and negative voltage is applied to the P-type material. The positive voltage applied to the N-type material attracts electrons towards the positive electrode and away from the junction, while the holes in the P-type end are also attracted away from the junction towards the negative electrode. The net result is that the depletion layer grows wider due to a lack of electrons and holes and presents a high impedance path, almost like an insulator, and a high potential barrier is created across the junction, thus preventing current from flowing through the semiconductor material. So in the case of forward biasing, we will have a good current flow, whereas in the case of reverse biasing, the current flow is negligible. While conducting experiments in forward biasing and reverse biasing, these are the circuits most commonly used. The first picture represents the case of forward biasing and second picture represents the case of reverse biasing. To get the VI characteristics of a diode, initially it is connected in the forward biased condition. So, the diode positive terminal of the diode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, and N region of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. To measure the voltage and current, a voltmeter is connected parallel to the diode and a milliammeter is connected in series with it. To vary the currents and voltages, it is connected to the ends of a rheostat. In the second figure, in order to get the reverse bias characteristics, the same diode is connected in the reverse biased condition and other connections are also made similar to the forward biasing case, except that a microammeter is used here since the current formed is negligible. This is the VI characteristic curve for a diode. The first quadrant gives us the forward bias characteristics. That is, when the voltage crosses the barrier potential, current starts increasing and it reaches a maximum value called knee voltage under forward biased condition. In the case of reverse biasing, which is represented in the third quadrant, a current slightly increases and when the diode reaches or when the voltage reaches a value called the breakdown voltage, current starts abruptly increasing in the reverse biased condition. Hope you might have understood about the characteristic curve of a diode, the two types of biasing, that is forward biasing and reverse biasing in the case of a diode. Thank you, dear students.